Good to have you join us. Good evening. This is Bizworld. Internet prices are expected to drop by September when the mandatory standard on access pricing, MSAP, is adopted. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi said the use of mandatory standard would lead to a reduction in internet wholesale prices and cheaper packages.
InsyaAllah menjelang bulan 9, harga bagi internet akan jadi lebih murah. Kalau sebelum ni murah, insya-Allah lebih murah. Tapi itu tidak mencukupi. Saya lihat mutu perkhidmatan itu mesti dipertingkat.
He said this at the monthly assembly of his ministry today. On July 11th, the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, said a cut in retail prices for fixed broadband services based on MSAP could only be implemented after the access agreement was signed among service providers. At the moment, most access providers had published or were in the process of publishing the reference access offer. Foreign shareholding in Malaysia's capital market is expected to rise from the current 20% on continued inflow. Bursa Malaysia believes the market will see a reversal of inflow to emerging markets after the peak of interest rates in the US and Europe towards year-end.
And for the month of July, we have seen 1.1 billion ringgit of net inflows, and therefore lowering the net outflow for the year to about 3 billion ringgit. And as the foreign investors come back into our market, we do expect the 20% foreign shareholding to actually increase.
Bursa Malaysia posted a higher net profit of 76.2 million ringgit in the second quarter ended June 30th, compared to 59.4 million ringgit last year due to lower operating expenses. Revenue, however, eased to 144.6 million ringgit in the second quarter from 151.89 million ringgit. The Board of Directors approved and declared an interim dividend of 15 cents per share for the financial year ended December 31st, 2023. In the meantime, foreign investors continued their buying spree on Bursa Malaysia for the third consecutive week, snapping up equities worth 638 million ringgit last week. According to MIDF research, this was the highest since more than a year ago, when they net bought 1.18 billion ringgit during the week ended March 18, 2022. The foreign investors net sold 18.6 million ringgit on Monday, but turned into net buyers for the rest of the week. The bullish sentiment comes amid an increase in global investor optimism, as the market now expected the US Federal Reserve to halt any further interest rate hikes. The top three sectors that recorded the most foreign inflows were utilities, plantation, and financial services. Year-to-date, foreign investors have net sold 3.06 billion ringgit. Meanwhile, local bond yields may trend slightly higher this week, steered by the increase in global bond yields. This after the Fed's monetary policy decision and the European Central Bank's 25 basis point rate hike, which raised Malaysia's main policy rate to 3.75%, its highest level in over 22 years. Kenanga Investment Bank said foreign demand for domestic bonds might sustain in the near term, continuing to benefit from some portfolio flows out of China. It added that foreign investors are looking to secure peak yields in Malaysia, given that Bank Negara has likely completed its policy normalization. Despite the Fed's rate hike, global risk sentiment may improve going forward, as markets continue to price in potential rate cuts for early next year. The government securities and government investment issue yields mainly increased last week, moving between negative 0.6 basis points to 3.8 basis points overall. And this has been Bizworld. I'm Raymond. Thank you for investing your time with us.